building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down.
The building was designed to have a fully loaded 707 crash into it. That was the largest plane at the time. I believe that the building probably could sustain multiple impacts of jetliners because this structure is like the mosquito netting on your screen door, this intense grid, and the jet plane is just a pencil puncturing that screen netting. It really does nothing to the screen netting.
They did on that site is to provide references, and I like that because then I can check, I check for myself. So I go to this reference, it talks about sulfidation of steel. Gosh, that's curious. How did the sulfur get in this steel? It's high temperature corrosion of the steel with sulfur. Man, that's really strange. I went to the source, I read it, and pretty quick I'm learning about molten metal pools under both towers after they collapsed, and Building 7. Now, Building 7 wasn't even hit by a jet. It wasn't even hit by a jet.
The fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
In Washington, we go to David Martin on cell phone. David?
I'm at Arlington National Cemetery, which is just across the highway from the Pentagon. A portion of the west side of the Pentagon has collapsed. I spoke to one of many injured who were in the building at the time. He had a light head wound. I asked him what happened. He said he didn't know.
I am Major General Albert Stubblebine. I am retired Army Major General. I was responsible for all of the Army's strategic intelligence forces around the world. So we always rely not on a single piece of data before we make a statement, but on multiple. And the more pieces of data that you have that correlate, the better you know exactly what is going on. So I have had a lot of experience in looking at photographs. I have looked at many, many different kinds of photographs from many, many different platforms on many, many different countries around the world.
Okay, so on September the 11th in 2001, what hit the Pentagon?
I don't know exactly what hit it, but I do know from the photographs that I have analyzed and looked at very, very carefully, it was not an airplane.
Mr. Speaker.